Beethoven really had an incredible diversity. A critic of the time actually said about Beethoven, he seems to harbor in himself doves and crocodiles. So basically, you really have the most beautiful, divine sounds that come from Beethoven's music, and you have the most sardonic, crazy, and bitter and spiteful music as well. The plethora of human emotions, in a way, that's Beethoven for me. At the same time, the most spontaneous and the most calculated musician. You're never bored when you're listening to Beethoven. You know, Beethoven was the first guy who stood up and said, the artist is number one. And the amazing thing about Vienna is that they listened to him back then, and they keep on listening to him till this day. I don't think there is a single city in the world where the artists are as respected as they are in Vienna. And that is really partly very much thanks to Beethoven. Actually, people from Vienna gathered money in order to pay Beethoven to stay. That's how much they loved Beethoven, how much they respected his music, and how much they want great music to be in their city. So, you know, that is an incredible history, actually. Vienna basically has welcomed musicians and welcomed entrepreneur musicians ever since Beethoven's time. He had apparently over 50 homes, and he moved over 60 times within Vienna. And that's why you have like 1 million Beethoven houses. He lived here, he lived there. Basically, any person can claim, oh, Beethoven lived in my house, because he basically lived everywhere. Beethoven had very strong ties to the concert houses at the time. For example, Theater in der Wien, the place where Beethoven had his Fidelio performed for the very first time. Of course, in some ways, the most genius work may be his fifth. So this motif, just these 4 notes, what he does within a movement, it's more than genius in a way, because it's like someone teaching you how to write music. At the same time, it sounds completely natural. Of course, I myself, I love taking pieces of music by some great composers that I love and transforming them. I'm taking the fifth of Beethoven, and I'm turning it into 5. 5 meaning it's in 5/4, which means the beat is 5. And this work I'm recording with my dearest, oldest friend actually, Julian Rachlin, who I studied with in Vienna. So basically this piece I called Beethoven Takes 5. Yay! I came to Vienna the first time when I was 6, and we lived here for half a year, because Vienna actually welcomed us people moving away from Russia of Jewish origin. So Vienna was a transition for us. That's when I met Julian Rachlin for the first time. Julian's father said, come to Vienna. There is an amazing violin professor in Vienna. His name is Boris Kushnier. So I came to Kushnier and I studied with him at the Music and Arts University in the year 89. Vienna has so many incredible places to play, from the most quaint, beautiful jazz bar like, Porgy and Bess, to incredible concert halls like Musikverein, where you hear the New Year's concert every year, and the Konzerthaus, which is like my personal home. It's like my backyard. This is where I hang out. Vienna gives musicians the space to have an imagination, to be more than just a simple musician. For example, I have a startup called Music Traveler. With this online platform or app, you can book a room with a piano to play in anytime. For example, if you want to go and play in a beautiful Steinway, you can simply go on the app, Music Traveler, and just click, and you can be in a beautiful home in Vienna. And the city of Vienna actually supports us. You have one of the leading string makers, in my opinion, actually, the greatest string makers is Thomastik Infeld. And they just celebrated 100 years. And in the Beethoven year, they're celebrating 50 years of dominant strings. The piano maker Bösendorfer is originally from Vienna. You have such an active music scene in Vienna. You have the performers who perform there. You have the musicians who are studying there. You have the string makers. You have the violin makers. You have the piano makers. All these different components fit together beautifully. You have extraordinary musicians who come here and make this their home in order to do something that they couldn't do anywhere else in the world. And that is Vienna for me.